And we are live. What is going on, guys? It is your boy, TKD. Wednesday here, back here on Plays and Source. With me, of course, I got two luxurious co-hosts of course, Joy Clicks fame. You know what I'm saying? Pizza time, homie. You know, pizza time, whipping and eating, both of them. The homie Chris. I almost say Chris and Buckley. Well, I guess that works out. Yeah, Christian Buckley.
That's my at.
It is. Yeah, it is. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm good. I'm excited for the state of play. I feel like I'm
what
probably
is going
in the
on,
minority.
guys?
I've never been disappointed by a state of play as a VR owner, so I'm gonna have some fun with this. But I'm doing good.
Beautiful, beautiful. And with us, of course, wow, of course, the homie, Jack. How you doing, good sir?
Good. We're working on platinum number 99 with Ghost of Tsushima.
99. I'll tell you, I've lost a little
What's
steam.
100 gonna be?
I've lost a little steam on the Ghost of Tsushima plat. I'm not saying I'm out. I'm not saying I'm out, but I've definitely slowed down a little bit, you know. But we'll definitely get back on that. But of course, tomorrow we got the big state of play, and what's really cool about this one is that this is the first like traditional state of play, not like a games focused one, because this year we've only had games focused state of plays. One for Last of Us Part 2, one for Ghost of Tsushima, but not like a holistic, you know, multiple games, multiple things, traditional type of state of play. The last one was in December, where we got a look at Resident Evil 3 remake, and I think that was where it like officially got revealed actually.
Yeah, it leaked like 2 days before that too. That was a bummer.
Yeah,
that would have been huge. That would have been crazy.
Oh, I know. Damn, man. Well, and I just forgot. You know what? Let's just start with reading the blog post by the homie Sid Schumann, right? And then we'll go over what we think will be shown at this state of play. So starts off here with saying, it's been a while, but state of play returns this Thursday with a focus on third-party published games coming to PS4 and PSVR. We'll have a few PS5 game updates on third-party and indie titles you last saw in June's PS5 showcase. This episode is weighing in at 40 minutes. We've got a great lineup in store featuring brand new gameplay footage and other game updates. Can't wait to hear what you think. And just to be super clear, there will be no PlayStation Studios updates in Thursday's episode. There won't be any updates around hardware, business, pre-orders, or dates either. On Thursday, our focus is squarely on showcasing some cool upcoming games coming to the broader PlayStation ecosystem. Should be fun. The new State of Play episode airs tomorrow, of course, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch it with, you know, just with no commentary, or you can come back here to PlayStation Source and watch it with us, homies, because we will be reacting to it in its full entirety. So that's right now what we got. Seemingly, there's no, PS5 talk. Well, actually, no, that's not true. They said we'll have a few PS5 game updates on third-party and indie titles that you saw in June's PS5 showcase. So, I mean, I don't know how...
That's what that means.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I mean, I actually have a list of here on stream right now that the viewers can see of the list of indie titles that were shown at that event and the third-party games that were shown at that event. I guess out of the indies, what do we think is most likely to be shown tomorrow?
Bug Snacks, baby.
Yeah.
I think Bug Snacks is definitely one that's definitely going to be it. I know me and Christian are definitely on the same wavelength. I know we would both really like to see kind of Ridge of Spirits a little more.
Yeah, that's another one that we could definitely see tomorrow, which would be awesome.
I feel like we're probably going to see that monochromatic indie game too, like Sky or something like that.
Jet the Far Shore.
Jet Fuel. So, yeah, that thing.
Jet
Jet the Far Shore.
I knew there was a jet and an F in there, so that was close.
Close enough. Yeah, I think that one I feel like is a safe bet. Maybe something from Annapurna, because they have 3. They got the
Stray. Yeah,
Stray is the one with the cat.
Yeah.
I would like to see that, a little bit more of that for sure. So yeah, I mean, but I'm trying to poke holes in what they said and see where are we gonna get some new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because in terms of PS5 games, they specifically cited the June's PS5 showcase.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see anything new involving PS5.
Yeah,
games,
from that it also sounds like it's those like cross-generational games too, like PS4/PS5. which I think Bugsnax is, and I also think Kenna is as well. So I think it's going to be, if we get any PS5 game, it's going to be also the PS4 game.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. Like, if you're trying to poke holes, Kevin, I think it's that. Like, technically, I know we're gonna get to this, but like, technically, Black Ops Cold War isn't a PS5 game, although it's coming to PS. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Okay.
it's
Okay.
still
I
new.
see.
It's coming to PS4. It's not exclusively a PS. Like, I think that's the level of stuff you have to expect. I think Jack nailed it with the cross-gen thing, so I think that's what you can expect. Maybe indie games too, like Kenna, we know, like you said, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, overall, like, I've never heard a company come out and say, like, hey, set your expectations. Because that's essentially what PlayStation's doing. Be like, look, you're not getting price, you're not getting X, Y, and Z. This is what it is, so be ready for it. You're not going to get any crazy sort of announcement of release date for the PS5 or anything like that. It's just focused on these specific games. So I'm glad that they're setting expectations.
Yeah, that and like it reminds me a lot of last month's Nintendo Mini Direct, whatever. Yeah. When they tweeted out at like midnight and was like, "Hey, do not get hyped. Like, relax." Like, you know, it kind of it seems similar with this one as well, which I know caused like a lot of conversation early on in the week about how like people just want to hear about PS5. Totally get it, but like I think we'll get another event for sure, and like this is definitely going to be like an event that was to fulfill certain like deals, I presume. You know what I'm saying? But involving some third party. We have Owen here in the chat already jumping the gun with that stuff, saying that he wants to see some RE8 gameplay trailer. He's calling it right now in the chat, and he does want to see more Ghostwire Tokyo of third party. So let me focus the screen on some third party games that were shown this last June for the PS5 showcase and all that. We got GTA 5, Ghostwire Tokyo, Godfall, Project Athia, Hitman 3, 2K21, Deathloop, Resident Evil 8, and Pragmata.
I think I'm with Owen. I feel like RE8 is a lock.
Right.
Resident Evil, Capcom have had a very strong presence announcing games at PlayStation events this entire generation. And that even goes further with like recent Resident Evils in terms of like 7, not necessarily 2 or 3, but 7 had the exclusive PSVR campaign mode, which is rumored to be back. And if we are getting a PSVR update with some games, I think RE8, 1 is a lock to be here, and 2, I can see it go the avenue of it's here, but it's here showcasing that it's going to be a PSVR title as well. You know?
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I think we'll see more Godfall. I think we'll get a date for Godfall, and it'll we'll know because I think Godfall is a launch title, so I don't even think they'll even say the date until the PS5 gets a date, to be fair. But
like with Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess maybe we don't get Godfall. I don't know.
Where are you guys with Godfall right now, honestly?
Couldn't care less.
I'm still mildly interested. I'm so, like, I'll be definitely looking out for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I presume Godfall will be, like, the Warframe of really early PS4 days, where it was just something new to play, some, like, third-party action type of somewhat games as service type of deal. You know what I'm saying? When there's not really a lot on the console early gen, like that's what it kind of seems like. It seems like what was the other Blacklight Retribution? Did you guys ever play that? Way early PS4 days, like really early PS4 days. Like that's what I feel like Godfall is gonna be in my eyes. But I'm still like cautiously looking out for it. It doesn't look the greatest, but it is what it is.
Godfall's whole thing before the PS5 event was that it was the first PlayStation 5 game announced.
Yeah.
And like confirmed that this is PlayStation 5, but I think that steam has like totally been lost now that obviously like the PlayStation 5 event came out and all the incredible games that are announced there. So I feel like that game's kind of lost in the weeds. Right. And they also showed it off and it didn't really even look very exciting to me at least.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 2K21? How do you feel about that?
So 2K21 has some bad press right now, right?
Definitely.
With the $70 pricing. So they have to play it smart if they included because you don't want that negativity to go with your brand as well over to PlayStation.
Guys, do we just do it now? Do they show a little bit more of Project Athia, right? And then maybe they reveal that, Athia is like the colon or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the main title is Final Fantasy 16 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do we do that here? I see Christian shaking his head very, very firmly. Wait, I can tell if Christian's mic is down or what? Oh wait, has Christian been talking this whole time? Oh, this is very embarrassing.
So maybe while Christian's figuring that out,
Yeah.
I would like to see more of that. This is the Gary Whitta project, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that came out and was like sort of mysterious. It looked like I've been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender again for like the 1,000th time.
So have I, dude. I just started again.
Yeah,
Heck
and we
yeah.
got it looked like we had some bending abilities in that game, so that really kind of spoke to me. So I'd love to see that game pop up again. But it does seem really early on in development. Like it doesn't. I don't even know if Project Athia is like the game's name. You know what I mean?
Even like
Project
a thing.
Athia.
Yeah,
Right. So that's a good point. I would be really interested to see that game. What you were saying, Kevin, like turn out to be a totally different game, completely renamed and within a series.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm just going off of like a lot of people were analyzing the Project Athia stuff, and there were some things that were in the open world that were iconic landmarks in Final Fantasy 15. So maybe like a Final Fantasy 15 like 2, because I think 10-2 has done that, like, right? Isn't there sequels within Final Fantasy games, right?
I think they're very eager to move on to 16, and because they had a whole roadmap for 15, and they were like, actually, we're just gonna do this one thing and then move on. Because like we did our 15 thing. It's 7's time. So I don't know. I feel like this could be something that disappears for a while. I feel like a Square Enix thing that would be more likely that's been gone for a bit is Babylon's Fall.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Right.
Because it's still Square, and I think it's Platinum doing it, but also a game that disappeared for a while, so it's probably showing up on next gen. So maybe not this new IP being Project Athia, but I could see the Square presence be something like Babylon's Fall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, all right. So I guess we'll just open the floodgates. Breaking off of the shell of, we'll for sure get some PS5 indies and PS5 third-party stuff that was shown at the June event. What else do we got? So after that, they did say here in the blog post that we'll be getting third-party focused games that are coming to PS4 and PSVR. So that opens up a little bit. I don't know if you want to start with some PS4 games. I do have the Game Informer list of all the upcoming games that are either announced for August and post-August for the rest of the year, and then games that haven't been announced in terms of like a date. But or announced, but just no date. But then PSVR, honestly, I was gonna leave that up to Christian low key, and see
we
if
can just bang that out quick.
Yeah, I mean, like,
not much.
Do they have like a showcase in like Star Wars Squadrons VR? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they show off some Dream stuff? Probably not.
I think it could be the Star Wars show. I think we could see Star Wars Squadrons and get a date on Vader Immortal, because as far as I know, there's still no date on Vader Immortal coming to PSVR. They just said this summer, and that was a couple months ago. So I think we could see that. I think that's likely. I'll bring it up again. I think Resident Evil 8 will be here, and I think if it is here, it is going to be like, hey, you can play the whole thing again in PSVR. Other than that, I don't know, because like as a PSVR owner, I feel like they don't reveal stuff at a constant flow. Like, I thought at the beginning of this year we were done until PSVR 2,
Right.
and then this summer they were like, hey, yeah, so Iron Man's still coming, Vader, Star Wars Squadrons, you can play the whole thing. Like,
Right.
obviously they're not done, so they could drop stuff that we don't even see coming, but I think those couple things are locks.
I think maybe we might. So I don't know if you saw this, but the PS5 accessories like FAQ posted on Monday. and there was a statement in there that was saying that existing PSVR owners will have to redeem a free adapter from Sony
Yeah, what the hell?
to use the PSVR with PS5. Do you think they probably wouldn't talk about that here because that just seems like ugly things to talk about. You know, like let's just put it in the blog post. Screw it. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
like,
it's hardware, you know, and
right.
it falls under that thing. We're not talking hardware, so
Yeah.
I doubt it. But I genuinely have no idea what else would be coming for PSVR outside of that stuff. So
yeah, I would definitely like to see a like showing. I don't know how they would show this, you know, on Star Wars Squadrons like in a digital format, but I would like to see a track because I definitely like to see footage of that for sure. Of that running in PSVR. But I'm also with you. I think like I can't really think of anything else that would warrant a PSVR announcement, at least for PSVR 2. You know, so.
Maybe they finally show off a Doctor Strange VR game like we all want.
Let's
By
go.
we all, I mean me, but I don't know.
For sure. All right. Talking about PS4, right? Which third-party games do we think could be shown here, right? The big one that I just keep thinking about that I think is essentially a lock is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, right? So we got this pinned tweet on Treyarch's Twitter that says it's official. Looking forward to showing you what we've been cooking up with Raven Software. So I think it's a given that we'll see it tomorrow. Season 5 just dropped from Modern Warfare. So I think it's poised at enough time, and I think about time that they announce Black Ops Cold War and show some gameplay.
Now,
you know,
did they specifically say at the PlayStation State of Play, or was it just coming soon?
They say it's literally, they say verbatim, it's official. Looking forward to showing you what we've been cooking up with Raven Software. And this was yesterday at 2 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. That's definitely a good point. Because obviously PlayStation has the marketing with Call of Duty. I'm wondering if a lot of people have been speculating this, if they just announce it within Warzone, because that's like an ongoing platform for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I can see that just being essentially what Fortnite does with random announcements or like concerts, like Travis Scott's concert, stuff like that. I can see that being a platform to announce things. But at the same time, PlayStation does have that marketing with Call of Duty, so I can definitely see that as well.
That, but even maybe also like to do both. Maybe they show us a little something tomorrow, right? And then say, hey, log into Warzone Saturday noon. We'll blow it out for real, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
Maybe they use this as a means to market the Warzone event, if you will, whatever that shows off Black Ops Cold War within Warzone, like what's been heavily rumored.
Yeah, like this is the one, maybe the one final thing of the state of play, and then at the end of it, it's like check in later. I can totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Because didn't they do something similar at the last general state of play before the Game Awards? Like they showed that little teaser of Ghost, and they were like, check out the Game Awards for the whole thing.
Yep, they did.
They did.
And that was the first party. So like I could see them, if Activision wants to get some eyes on it that aren't already on it with Warzone, then yeah, I can see them drop something at the end.
Bushman, that was really weird. Why would you throw a first party not your platform? I don't know. Yeah, that's one thing that they said. Yeah, totally. Christian, you have a list, I presume.
Yeah. So, what do you think about Silent Hill?
Silent Hill.
Resident Evil could still be cross-gen, you know, and the Silent Hill Twitter account had a big hubbub this past week. Like they tweeted out the siren from Silent Hill 2, and then they were like, "Hey everybody, we just like that sound. That's why we tweeted it." And then like a bunch of the stuff got relisted on Xbox, and they did the Dead by Daylight DLC. There's a Silent Hill game coming. And I could see them, again, Kevin, poking holes. I could see them be like, technically it's coming to PS4 still. I don't know.
I mean, if I didn't know about the account on Twitter, so I mean,
yeah.
If that's a thing, then I mean, hey, okay. All right. I don't know.
Now, would it?
Because I feel like if they're gonna do a Silent Hill, right? I feel like it has to be the PS5 thing. But I mean, like, I guess it makes sense either way. You know, if it is going to PS4, then I guess might as well just do it here. You know, but what do you think, Jack?
Now, would this be the Kojima Silent Hill, or would this be just like a totally different? Like,
I think it's like PT's dead. PT's gone.
Yeah.
I think if this shows up, it's a new thing. I could see them still go for that first person angle, maybe of like, hey, similar to the RE7 Resident Evil reboot almost. We're doing the same thing for Silent Hill. You can also play it on PSVR, maybe something like that.
yeah.
That is very much the Resident Evil strategy, so I don't know if they do that, but
Yeah, it seems too much to have both of those games in this one showcase.
yeah. I also have Avengers. I feel like that's a lock. The beta's this weekend for PS4 pre-orders. Like, there's gonna be something, right?
I wonder what though.
Would it be? Like, I doubt they'd be able to show Spider-Man, but
Dude.
I feel like.
Can you imagine if they fucking show Spider-Man tomorrow?
Do you think it would be
Oh,
like a skin set that's like, hey, we're getting everything, all the free we're getting a bunch of exclusive stuff coming a month early for the entire game, because I think that came out earlier this week. It's like certain skins will be only in the PlayStation version. A month later they'll be everywhere.
yes.
So,
yeah.
do you think
that was
they're-
on yesterday. Yeah.
Do you think they'd showcase like a launch month skin set that's only on PlayStation and be like, try the beta this weekend, stuff like that?
I feel like they just had their war table, so I don't know how much time PlayStation wants to occupy with Marvel's Avengers, especially considering like they just had the war table and it was fairly significantly long, and it kind of said everything it needed to. I don't know how much they need to say, but if it were to show up, it would be something small, like what you were saying, like, hey, get these skins. It would be no more than like a minute or two, because there's only 40 minutes, so
Yeah.
I can't see this occupying too much time, considering that I feel like there's probably, I don't know,
Yeah.
a few things that they're going to show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's one of the bigger releases this fall, and it's one of the only releases that PlayStation has a grip on. You know, like I'm pretty sure they lost the Destiny exclusivity when they went independent. Obviously they have COD, but we don't know if that's gonna be there. Like, this is the one, right? They don't have Assassins, they don't have Cyberpunk. Those are on the Xbox side. So I feel like they would lean into it. You know?
I think it makes a lot of sense because of the beta that's happening this weekend. You know, I think that's the only like for sure string I could see being like, yeah, okay, this is why it's gonna be here. You know, so yeah, I think we'll see something probably again like what you said, very very limited, very very small. Just hey, quick, you know, here's some skin sets that you'll get on launch or whatever, and then beta this weekend, pre-order. I don't know. Yeah, I see. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. What about Ghost Runner?
Wild ones.
Oh, go ahead.
I can hold on to them if we want to like do wild predictions at the end, but
Okay. I mean, here, I think we should just go over a little bit of the games that are definitely coming in August and onwards for the rest of the year, and then what could we see be highlighted at this event in terms of like their party. So like,
sure.
I know. Do you think we'll see a little bit more of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? Like, because
Possible, yeah.
isn't there like the demo coming out this month, right? The what's it called? Oh my god, the help me out, guys. The warehouse. Thank you. Yeah. The warehouse demo. Like, could we see something like that maybe in there?
Yeah, I think so.
I can see that.
And I'm pretty sure at the end of the announcement for Tony Hawk, PlayStation was the like marketing deal for them. If I remember correctly, when Jeff Keighley announced it, like the trailer they showed had PlayStation at the end.
Yeah.
So I could see that happen.
Another one that I think is a pretty sure, like I feel like, is Dark Pictures Anthology, the Little Hope episode coming out in October.
Sure.
I think that one seems like it makes sense. We haven't seen that game for a while. I know like they definitely were vocal about taking the feedback that they got from the first episode, which even myself I wasn't too hot on. So let's see them show that a little bit more again. And I know they have released stuff this summer. I just didn't look at it yet. So maybe they already said what I want to be said. So that could totally be a thing. But I could see that for sure. I could see that. What about Crash 4?
Yeah, I think that's also a lock. I wouldn't be surprised. This is one of my wild things. I think because Crash and Tony Hawk are both Activision,
Okay.
I think there's going to be some kind of cross promotion that's only on PlayStation.
Oh shit.
Like, play as Crash Bandicoot in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater only on PS4 or something like on that level, you know? I think that could be seen here.
Now, is this mostly? It sounds like it's mostly updates from games. Like, are we getting any new games?
See,
Did they say no new games? Because
that's-
it mostly sounds like they're getting out of their way to say, don't expect that much from this. We're just gonna give you kind of updates.
Let's see. So they'll come this Thursday with a focus on third-party published games coming to PS4 and PSVR. We've got a great lineup in store featuring plenty of new gameplay footage and other game updates. So the new is only
Okay.
on the gameplay footage, not necessarily new game updates, just as other game updates.
Yeah.
And then our focus is squarely on showcasing some cool upcoming games coming to the broader PlayStation ecosystem, which I think is a weird way of saying PlayStation platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The way they said PlayStation ecosystem, like, does that,
I mean-
like, when I think of ecosystem, like, I think of not just hardware. I think of like PS Now, PS Plus, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the PlayStation presence on PC. Like, I don't necessarily think PlayStation just hardware. You know what I'm saying? So that one still kind of has me like thinking probably a little bit too deeper than it has to be, but I don't know.
Yeah, when I hear ecosystem, I think they're saying that just to encompass PSVR, because I feel like they don't like calling that its own piece of hardware or platform. Like, they wouldn't say PlayStation platforms because it's PlayStation 4, and then PSVR is basically a glorified accessory, you know? It's a new way to play, but it's still a peripheral.
Right.
You can't just get a PSVR on its own. So I think that might be what they're talking about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Owen says they may drop a mini Resident Evil 8 demo like the VR kitchen demo of RE7, where you're sat in a chair and have Mia attack you. Could be the same here to showcase VR.
That could be cool.
Definitely. Definitely could be cool.
Have Big Chris just up in your face, being like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Big boy
At the end of
Chris.
that demo.
All right, what's the crazy ones we got? Or Jack, do you have any crazy ones, Christian? What's your crazy predictions you got?
That's the thing. I'll go first because I don't have any, because I don't think we're getting anything that exciting. Truth be told, just the way that they've discussed this state of play, it's just like, it seems like they want to just get the rest of this. This seems like the Xbox Series X April or May
May.
stream that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was mostly focused on third-party games, and it wasn't very, exciting.
Right.
It was just kind of whatever it was.
But
This
man,
is
it's
reminiscent of what's that?
but man, it's 40 minutes. A lot can happen in 40 minutes. You know?
Yeah. I
don't
mean,
know.
I feel like we'll just get updates from smaller games like Bugsnax and maybe Canada and stuff like that. And the biggest thing I can see happening is Call of Duty, and I'm curious if that even happens here. I can see that. I like your idea, Kevin, of being the stinger at the end and then having more information inside of Warzone itself.
Right.
But I can also just see that announcement just happening inside of Warzone and then transitioning to online platforms like YouTube and stuff. So I don't think there's going to be too much from this that is going to be super hype. I think that comes later this month.
Definitely. Christian, what do you got for me?
So one of the crazy ones was the cross promotion between Tony Hawk and Crash. I think another likely thing, just because it's timely, I could see a Fall Guys segment and then be like, hey, because of the partnership, we're bringing PlayStation first-party outfits to the game for Fall Guys. Because I don't think they have crossplay, but they're really pushing. Like, they have a rotating shop now. There's already been 2 sets of things in the day to rotate out. So I could see them be like, hey, here's a Kratos skin or a Clank skin for your Fall Guy. That's just like a big inflatable thing. That could be a possibility that I think is realistic. One of the out there ones, I think we could see a Western release confirmation of Persona 5 Scramble, which is the Musa Warriors Persona game that released in Japan. It's a sequel to Persona 5, like canonically. It's just like an action game instead.
Interesting.
That's not been announced for a Western release, so I think we could see that, and I could also, I'm gonna believe the rumors, I think Persona 4 Golden on PS4.
Yeah. That one a lot of people have been talking about too, because like it's on PC, that's cool, but yo, bring it to PS4, let's go. You know, definitely.
I think that might be the big thing. I really think that could be if not Call of Duty, I think the final thing could be Persona 4 Golden coming this winter or something like that.
Right.
Right. And if we want to do the comparisons to that Nintendo Partner Showcase, Atlas ended that too with a remaster and a new game. So like, hey, maybe they do it here too.
That's wild how Persona 4 isn't on PS4 already.
Yeah.
Like that was on Vita a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And I think I saw a rumor recently that it was coming this year or something. So.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't know about y'all, but you know, it was on the best platform it could have been on already. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about this PC nonsense, you know, and this PS4 nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to PS4, but why port it when it's on the perfect platform already? You know,
It's a good point.
Because nobody owns it.
Like, oh man, tragedy. I do think that the way they outro this State of Play is that, hey, tune in again on August 22nd or whatever. You know what I'm saying? For the PS5 State of Play. You know, like I think that they will definitely announce the next one at the end of this one, I think. Or like very shortly after, perhaps, you know. Owen is saying what I want to hear so bad, which I don't know if he will this time. Well, no, we definitely won't, according to the verbiage on the blog post, but Factions 2 teaser trailer.
Oof.
I need
not this
that.
time, but that's
Not
No, it's definitely not here, but in general, I do need that.
They're Naughty Dog is working, from what they said a while ago. I mean, maybe it's not the case anymore. They were working on multiplayer separately.
Last week,
aside from like outside of Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that it could be like free to play sort of battle royale or whatever as a platform, because they've dipped into microtransactions inside of Factions back on the PS3 and on the PS4 when Last of Us came out and was remastered on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be cool. But yeah, unfortunately, we won't get that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I've talked to you about this, Kevin. I think it's going to be like Rust, or like the promise of Fallout 76, of like it's a living world where there's elements of PvP. You can like queue up into the modes from the original game, or a VR type thing. But I do think it's going to be more ambitious and more of a platform, like Jack is saying. And I also don't think it's going to be on PS4. So
that's the craziest thing you have been saying. Like you really don't see Factions on PS4 and PS5 crossplay?
No.
Really?
No.
If it comes
don't
out next
know,
year,
man.
I can see that happening.
I mean,
Yeah,
But I don't know if it will come out next year.
no,
I just think like the reason it's separate, I think, is because it's ambitious, and I think that they're not going to bother shipping that on PS4. And they've never promised it was a PS4 game. They said we're making a multiplayer component that is a sequel to Factions. Like they never said coming to PS4, you know, outright.
fair. I mean, but like I don't know. I just feel like it's almost like for sure PS4 and PS5. You know, like I just don't see them leaving 115 million, you know, users, well, consoles in the wild, you know, if you're gonna have a broadened, you know, like a broad and big Factions platform, you know.
They could though.
I think if it was an Xbox game, it would. It would be both.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
PlayStation is very much, and what it seems like now, it's like move forward and it's like progression. So I think if it comes out 2 years from now, it'll be exclusively PS5. Next year, I could see both. I could see PS4, PS5.
Yeah, because they like at this point they know Last of Us can like as a name, it's a big enough name that like if they have a title called like Last of Us Factions 2, exclusively on PS5, that is going to sell systems.
Yeah,
you know, and I
that's
feel
true.
like if my like I think because of how Miles is like Spider-Man 1.5, and then Factions would be like half a Last of Us experience, I could see them kind of push that for the year one stuff of like, hey, buy a console. So
Right.
Mm.
Right. Shout out to Kevin Mack in the chat. Owen takes it a step further and thinks Factions will be PS4, PS5, and PC. But
PC I could see.
that's
Interesting.
that is all she wrote. All right. Is there any last things that we are gonna see tomorrow at State of Play? Are we gonna get the reason why Sean Layden left PlayStation? Are we gonna get the announcement of like the great mac and cheese cook off with Sony executives? What is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you think we will see at tomorrow's State of Play?
There was some smoke about a new Ape Escape for a while.
Okay.
I'd love that. If that's like the secret final PS4 game, that'd be sick.
That would be cool.
So.
Definitely.
Worth mentioning, I don't think this will show up here. Apex is announcing something tomorrow, Apex Legends. I think it's happening around 1 p.m. Eastern time, which is 10 a.m. Or excuse me, it's a different time than the State of Play. But I don't think PlayStation has marketing rights for that. I could be wrong, and I could see EA just kind of doing it by itself. But worth mentioning that Apex Legends is announcing something tomorrow. Maybe it gets a little something at the State of Play, but I don't think so. But maybe.
Good call.
Yeah, maybe.
Good call. But what's up? Go ahead. I'm sorry. What?
I was gonna say, what about you, Kevin? Do you have any crazy things? Any wild thing?
What do I think? I don't know. Vita 2? I don't know. No. Okay. No. Everything serious. Okay. Let's something wild that could happen that could be at tomorrow's thing. All right. So we got third-party published PS4, PS5, PSVR game. I think Squadrons just feels right. I would love another Squadron story trailer. You know, is it because Hera was in there? Possibly. You know, I'm not gonna lie. So man, I would love to see that, but like the way they worded this blog post definitely kind of like focuses the overall like possibility of what we could see very, very strictly. You know, so that's like another thing too. Like even though I have ideas like what could be announced, but they just don't fit into what they've said.
Yeah, purposely so. They want you to manage your expectations.
Yeah, which is totally fine. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I would find it shocking if they don't have the next one lined up after this. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like, hey, we'll be back August 20, whatever the hell, you know, and we'll talk PS5 at that one.
Will that be the most exciting announcement of the State of Play? Tune in to find out.
You see, it just might be. Who knows? We will see. Maybe no, because that's Ubisoft. Never mind. I was gonna say Hyperscape, but no, like that's Ubisoft. Even though that's coming out next week, right? I think
so.
Something like that. Say mid-August. I don't know. We'll see. Well, you can of course find out if the biggest announcement is the next State of Play for PS5, or if Persona 4 comes. Who knows? You can find out tomorrow here on PlayStation Source. We will be live reacting to this whole shebang and see what goes down. A good and heartfelt thank you to my co-host, Christian Buckley, and of course, Jack Martin. Christian, where can people find you?
On Twitter and Instagram at Chris N. Buckley, as well as youtube.com/joyclicks, where we got a ton of content with us three goons. Me and Kevin doing Gamescast for Friday. Jack and I doing a Pokemon podcast, so lots to do. So.
Couple of guys being dudes, couple of dudes being guys. Jack, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at FascinatedJack. Like what Christian was saying, we have a Pokemon podcast on Joyclicks called My First Mon. First episode's out. Second episode is coming soon. We're playing through Pokemon Crystal.
You see, Owen says Cyberpunk, and I say I don't think so.
Xbox has that locked.
Yeah.
They do.
It definitely seems like an Xbox thing. Yeah.
Between
they have
Xbox,
the console.
Yeah, between that and Night City Wire, like they're covered.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. Well, of course, you're watching this here on PlayStation Source. Down below, you can hit the join button if you want to become a dollar tier member or a $5 tier member. Leave a like on the stream. Stay subscribed. Ring that notification bell so that you won't miss tomorrow on State of Play number 7. And I know I'm the only one numbering these, but I'm gonna keep the numbering going. I don't know. I feel like it like lets me know where we're at. So Stay of Play 7.
Good to know.
Definitely. Stay of Play 7 stream tomorrow. Get hype. 1 p.m. Eastern is when it starts. 4 p.m. No, just kidding. 1 p.m. Pacific. 4 p.m. Eastern. There we go. Got it right. There we go. And subscribe. All the good stuff. Thank you all for watching. And as always, greatness awaits.